Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I want to welcome Randy back to Forum, Federation of Retired Union Members at the San Francisco Labor Council. And Randy is continuing his work on
cybersecurity for seniors.
Yes, cybersecurity for seniors. And here's Randy.
Okay, first of all, last time we talked about social engineering. Okay, let me talk to you a little bit about Bob and myself. We started our own startup called Cybersecurity for Seniors. Basically what we do is we provide free education, training, and technology for retirees and seniors. But then this is one thing that we did, that's why I'm here. And so basically that's what we do, and we have our website also called cs4sp.com. And anyway, let's get on with this. And last time we talked about social engineering, and so basically social engineering is when someone tries to get information of you, either on the internet or the phone, and they'll talk to you about threatening you about, oh, you haven't paid your bills, and said, oh, we can take care of that if you give us your credit card or your social security number and other information. And they would sound like a credible individual that they would claim that they'll be the IRS or Microsoft certified that would like to help you update your computer. And all you have to do is give them your information, and so that they can access it. Like, for example, they said, oh, you know, we can pay your bills now. Just give us your credit card, and we can fix it. And actually, that person doesn't really know what he's talking about or she's talking about, because another company that hired them to do the scamming. So it's really difficult to figure out, you know, whether the phone calls is scam or not. But anyway, the social engineering. You got the flyers here, and you can read that. And what we're going to talk about today is about the malware is a device that someone put in your computer or your cell phone maybe to get information about your information. And there's no way that you can stop that. Because when you buy a computer or you use other people's computer because it's not your computer, but if you use other people's computer like public library, especially public library, because when you go to your email, that's what it's called key logins. Whenever you type your email or your password, right, in your email, that computer has that information. You can log out of it, but it's stored there. And that's a public computer, right? So when you go in that, whatever you put on the computer, especially public computer, it's stored there. So if someone gets an access to your information, or on that computer, they would have that stored.
You mean there are people who can hack a library computer and pull out somebody
your information? Yes, whatever you store in the computer.
Now this is interesting. This shades into the political, because one of the things that's going on right now is they're claiming, the Democratic Party is claiming the Russians are hacking in to our emails, and they're trying to control the election. Now, my contention is anyone could have hacked into those emails.
Exactly.
Not really the Russian government. Anyone operating in a basement somewhere in any place in the world could have hacked into those emails. And by the way, no one is talking about the content of the emails and how they were aimed at Bernie Sanders. So I just want to add that as a footnote.
Okay, I can talk about that. The thing is that most of the email, most of these hacking things are internal. We always talk about China's fault, Russia's fault, but maybe that company or DNC or whatever organization, IRS got hacked, you know, someone worked on their IT. They don't have an IT support. Maybe they're weak. This would, you know, they're not hiring a cybersecurity person that they can trust, that actually will protect this information. In some cases, you know, they make money by stealing information and sell it to other person. So if these other persons make more money, giving you more money, why, you know what I'm saying? So it's really, that's why, you know, it's really important that we as our government or organization that they got to protect, we got to hire more cybersecurity. But unfortunately, you know, reality, okay, we are short, FBI is short of 10% of total every month to hire cybersecurity. And they're hiring someone, but nobody's applying.
I was going to add something.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Last Wednesday, there was an article about this issue in the Chronicle. And what it pointed out is the greatest hacking nation on earth is, can anybody name the greatest hacking nation on earth?
Seems like
USA.
China?
Israel. There was an article in the Chronicle, big article about how the Mossad was probably behind the hack on the Democratic Party.
I think we have to put that to a different day, because we have to talk about the phone scam right now. We're running out, sort of running out of time. But the thing is that we don't know who's hacking who, but I think that in some cases, it's a good thing, because it gives us an indication that we really have to hire more IT people and more cybersecurity people. And that we are short of 50,000, we are short of 50,000 cybersecurity every month. Because no one really hiring, no one. In San Francisco alone, right? Only City College has cybersecurity department in Northern California. And they only have about less than 50 students.
Which college was it?
City College.
And that's where you've been.
Yeah, in
running.
City College. They don't have, their classroom is packed. And they only have one teacher that handles about 6 different classes by himself. I mean, it's incredible. His classroom is, there are many people going to cybersecurity, but we don't have enough school that provide this training. So anyway, that's a different day. But anyway, what we're going to focus today is about phone scam. Anyone have anything about do you know any phone scam?
Oh, I've had one where I had this jerk on the phone who was saying he was going to make money for me, and I was constantly interrupting him, and finally I swore at him and hung up the phone.
I've had 4 or 5 calls from the IRS, only with a fake IRS.
I have a friend who's a Japanese journalist who got one of these calls from Nigeria, and they convinced her to give them $1,000 because they had $1 million in an account they wanted to transfer to a U.S. bank, and they wanted her to do it. And so, guess how much she ended up giving them? $100,000.
Oh my goodness.
And
Wow.
$1,000 every phone call. They would come up with another reason why they need just one more $1,000 and you'll get your $1 million.
My goodness.
They got her-
Everybody's on to that con.
No, everybody isn't. And because it was really shocking, I asked her if I could videotape an interview with her. So for an hour, I sat and videotaped an interview with her, how it started and what they said. And this was 6 years ago when this happened
Is
to
that
her.
online too?
No, but I should put her online. But it's a private interview I did with this well-educated, highly educated Japanese journalist who got tricked into giving up $100,000. She now lives in Mexico, dead broke.
Oh,
We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that. The thing is, we're going to talk about, I put together a flyers here, and you can identify some of the scams that you've had experience or other people had experience. Alice.
Now, you asked about phone scams. I got last night, They called up and they said they were doing a survey. And you know, the Labor Council is warned against these surveys. And you know, that and I have seen how when you answer these, enough people answer these surveys one way, pretty soon the candidates get a hold of these material, or they maybe even commission them, and they use it to be deceptive. Like I think that the survey where they were asking people whether they identified them as progressive or liberal or conservative, and so many San Franciscans identified as progressive. So all these candidates who were really not progressives developed a progressive slate for the DCC. So DCCC. And then so that the real progressives had to call themselves a reform slate. So I should have known. So anyhow, they called last night, and they insist that they are not for any candidate, the material's not for any candidate, it's pure research. And I sort of suspected, actually I kind of did know, but I was just curious. So I said I would answer their survey. And it was, you know, first of all, they asked, it was for District 11 where I live. And they asked, you know, what do you think of Avalos, the outgoing supervisor? How do you rate him? And what do you think of Kimberly Alvarenga? What do you think of Asha? And what do you think of Francisco Herrera? What do you think of and the two other candidates? One of whom's name I think, and the other one I think I might have it wrong. Anyway, so I figured no, this isn't pure research. But I'm just curious enough about it. And so they go on, and as it develops, what do you think of the Police Officers Association? And so as it develops, really, it's obviously not interested in what we think about anything that much. After a while, they're just using it to put in digs at Kimberly Alvarenga, and they ignore pretty well Francisco and the other two candidates. But it continually builds up Asha. So this was not a survey. It was really a candidate call.
Push poll.
Yeah. Is that what you call it, push poll?
Push poll, because they're really doing a push instead of a poll.
Yeah, that's really
Push
what it
poll,
was.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
There's
So
a-
anyway, at the end, they were saying, you know, and Asha really wants to do something about this proliferation of marijuana clinics in the neighborhood. And I said, well, there's no medical marijuana clinic in our part of the neighborhood, and people here have to go all the way over to the Excelsior to get their medical marijuana. And so I really, you know, and at that point the guy was completely puzzled with how to answer me, because I guess he wasn't used to having people say they would think one would be useful for some people in their neighborhood. And so anyway, that put him up. But
Oh, you hung up, good. You ought to.
I learned something from last time Randy talked, which I've been putting into practice. I told my husband about it too, because he used to argue with people on the phone, and I said, don't do that because they will capture your voice and possibly use it for the scam in which you are the kidnapped, you know,
Let's talk about
you're
that.
saying that you are kidnapped. But now what I do is I don't answer if a strange number, then I look it up, I Google that number, and then I see on the internet, and generally it says something like many calls are reported that were phony. And then on my iPhone, I can go down and say, block this number. And it's magic. I have gotten rid of the ones, I had some from Israel, I had some from India, I've gotten rid of the bad calls, and the IRS calls. And I don't seem to have that feature on my laptop, but I can do it on my iPhone. So I just get rid of and it seems like the blocking is holding. I didn't do not block, I just do it on the individual number. I mean, on the do not call registry, which didn't seem to work.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And the thing is that, you know, some of the information that I have here, like, you know, comparing the scam, and if you look at the page number 4, if you guys can I'm okay. If you like, okay.
Yeah, throw it to
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
throw it at her.
Here, come on.
Okay, thank you.
Throw it.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And so I put together here just a 5 common scam targeting signals. If you can relate to this and share some ideas, we can, that would be very good. Then we talk about how to do the phone call and everything. The first one is on page 4 is the grandparent scam. You get a phone calls from someone posing as a grandchild. Does anyone would like to read one of these?
Well, I think
Lewis, can you read the first one?
I think this is a evolving and is getting very
Serious.
focused on these different scams from last time. But I feel like there needs to be the final section of this that's going to say, okay, now what can you do about this?
Now let's talk about that.
I think the takeaway should be, how do you get rid of these people without further compromising or giving them any information that will keep them working on you?
All right. Maybe, can anyone read the first one? The grandparent scam?
Which one?
The
Page
grandparent-
4.
Grandparent.
Oh, about, you've got it purports to be a grandchild who needs money in various scenarios of, they've had an automobile
And
accident.
they would use the voice, the almost similar voice of your grandchild to scam you. Oh, I'm Sam. Hey, Grandma, I'm in Brazil. I got an accident. And, because that person knows the information about you, and that person scamming actually has made long-term, or maybe has made a long-term plan to scam you. That they have recorded the voice of someone related to you. And then they try to find someone in his family that they can call to pretend that, this is this is your grandchild.
Is the cure to have some kind of question that the scammer couldn't know that you are going to ask to verify?
Then another one. Next one. Jury duty scam. Anyone want to read that?
A comment on the last one.
Okay.
Old people have Alzheimer's. They don't know who
Exactly,
their
yes.
relatives are anyhow.
That's right. You know what's going to happen with the Alzheimer thing? There's a problem with that. It's basically the people, if the scammer would know more about who you are, about your problem physically or whatever, and who's your doctor and everything. And they say, oh, this person doesn't have any more family. So let me pretend to be a family. so you can remember anymore. So that would be horrible.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Want to read the jury duty?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Yeah.
This time, the call is supposedly from someone at the courthouse who claims that you failed to report for jury duty and a warrant has been issued for your arrest. You're then offered a choice to either pay for the warrant or have an officer sent over to arrest you. The fraudsters will typically demand that their money be paid by money transfer or by loading a prepaid card.
Well, then my only response would be, send the officer.
Amen.
I
That's
need
right.
lunch.
I need to ride across town.
Okay, next one. Lottery scam.
Okay, how about me?
Okay, Bobby.
Lottery scam. While the other scams prey on fear and concern, this one aims to convince you that you've won money in a foreign lottery. Never mind that you can't recall ever entering one. The call will come from someone who sounds official. They'll ask for payment up front for supposed taxes and fees so you can collect your winnings.
And also you find this one also in the email. That, oh, you won something.
Oh, yeah.
Is this similar to the?
Yeah, I've gotten it, but the one that I've gotten that was scarier than that was someone wants you dead.
Are you serious? Oh.
Yeah, I had to take it over to the police station, and you know they wanted money, of course, but I had them I had them concentrate on the it was obviously a fraud, but it's just a little scary. You know.
That'll teach you for writing poems about transit systems.
Well, actually, that's taken for granted with Muni. I mean, this is just a death threat, and yeah. So I guess I rate with someone. I guess I'm qualified. Someone cares about.
So is
me.
that based on that? If you paid more than the hit, that you would get the hit lifted?
Well, anyway, I'm here today, and
No, I mean, how did it work?
well, what they just say is, but I like you, and basically they want money, and one danger in this though, and I don't know if you've gone into this. Say, suppose you send money. I think there's going to be a plethora of emails demanding money because that your name could probably go out to a lot of scammers.
Do you ready how many billions of dollars that seniors lost? According to my research, one of the articles that I have written, but it's not in here, about mostly over $10.2 billion.
Per year.
10 to 20 billion
Uh-huh.
in the USA?
And
I think that just USA, yes. And
Right.
that's how much seniors lost
Oh yeah.
is this
for the past 5 years, yes.
lottery scam? Is this similar to that Nigeria one?
And Nigeria one, email, and suddenly you get a call on your cell phone, you say, oh, congratulations, you win something. But the only way we can give you the money is that you give us your credit card or your social security number and other information so that we can make sure that it's you.
When they do these lottery scams, say on the internet or whatever, do they just spam? Do they send out to like 10,000 people so that even if they only hit on 1%, that's 100 people out of 10,000. You average $20,000 a person. They don't care about the other 99% because they've already made a huge amount of money. Is that how it works?
That's part of the social engineering.
Oh, okay.
Social engineering is not only in the phone but also on the internet. So if you're not very careful and you believe in something you can trust me, Mr. Smith. Oh my goodness. How are you today?
Yes. Yeah.
Because they have information that you live by yourself. That you don't have any family around you. And many singers, they love to talk to the phone. They're very trusting, right? If I'm wrong, they believe on everything that they hear. And that person, the other line, was professionally doing this over 8 hours a day, making $50 an hour. This is how, maybe they're making $50 an hour, but they're very professionally able to convince you to believe them, for you to give up your information. Once you release your information, it's gone.
And these people, a lot of these people,
Now, how many seniors out there that scam? We don't know yet.
remember, a lot of these people are isolated and they're also lonely. So they make tempting targets, and most older people like to be friendly in that, and they're taking complete advantage of it. And some of these people, these scamsters and that, are college educated. They're not dummies.
Do they ever catch any of the scammers and charge them with anything?
Oh yeah, I can talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's subtleties about this too, because like Connie was talking to us earlier, is you don't want to make people over fearful. I mean, like my mother came from a time during the Depression, and there was never quite enough money. But then later on, things were better. But anyway, as she got older, and she did not have Alzheimer's, but she just was sort of wanting a chance for more money, so she would fill out these things from Publishers Clearinghouse, and then she'd get more things like that.
Oh yeah.
And those kinds of things. and she wasn't really losing money, but there was just a whole lot of things that she was sort of, the answers you get, sorry, you've won this and that, but you really just want a chance to be entered in the next tier of lottery, and so she was believing that. And there was a real temptation for my brothers and me to, you know, just cut off all that class of mail. But then I knew what's happened, and for other seniors whose adult children decided to do that, is all of a sudden their garden club, their church organization, their Church Women United, all that mail is not getting delivered to them either, and they're cut off from their social circle of information about the things that are important part of their life. And so, you know, you don't want to be so afraid that you overkill and cut off their legitimate contacts. You know.
Yeah, we had to, we just had to,
One guy who got ripped off for a lot of money on one of these scams tracked down where the house was where the scams were coming from. And he actually flew to Nigeria with a gun and was killed when he got, because the neighborhood, I don't know if you know these neighborhoods, but all the houses are involved in the scams. And all the scam artists live together in the same neighborhood. And they all have guns and they all protect each other. So this big white guy from the United States ended up getting killed because he found the right neighborhood.
Oh my goodness.
And it led to a story on 60 Minutes where they went back to the same neighborhood where he got killed with cameras and did a big 60 Minutes. Have you seen the 60 Minutes program on the Nigerian scams?
I heard about that, yes.
Yeah, it's a great video because they actually go in the same neighborhood, in the same house where the guy got killed, because he gave all his information to the press about where he was going, what he was going to do, and he was going to arrest the guy who scammed him, and all he ended up doing was getting killed.
That's a scary story.
Yeah, the scammers are criminals, serious criminals, and they all live together, whether it's in Nigeria
So that is
or
called social
Israel or
engineering.
wherever it is, they're living together.
There are,
They are
there are
dangerous.
actually people out there being trained how to scam.
What?
So basically in our case, my Bobby Net created this our little startup. It's because after Bob got calls, he was panicking. He got calls as many times, got from Microsoft, trying to get information about his computer so he can hack on his computer. And when he started panicking, so I went to a conference at the ISACA. ISACA is a cybersecurity community professional in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, we're worldwide. So I talked to them about my ideas, and many people shared to us that, you are right about what you're doing, because they have moms and dads, you know, living by themselves, and they panic when they get calls that they didn't understand what's going on. And that is, so Bobby said, okay, let's start our own startup. So,
I think
that's what we, you know, is, then I talked with a lot of people when we went to Vegas, that we felt like it's really, there's no study right now of how many seniors in San Francisco alone that got scammed. But actually answered the call and giving up their information. You know, that is, you know, we don't have articles on that. We don't know how many. You know, here there are about 7 of us. 7 out of how many seniors in San Francisco?
You can get the statistics from the police because people try.
Oh yeah, I get that research, yes. That's what I said. In the past 5 years, in the US alone, $10.3 billion lost from seniors.
so. Randy, how is this coming along as far as? Are you going to do it as a class or a guest at different groups for seniors, or how?
We would like to. The thing is that what we're doing is that we would like to get to every seniors. We have to get every retirees, community centers, and talk about just about the same thing. And because we thought it's very important, but our long-term goal is that maybe the problem that I am my own start lawyer now. But the problem that we have in San Francisco is that it's really expensive here. Seriously. And it's really expensive just to register. It's so high. The next year they're going to have a ballot, they're going to have another ballot taxing debt or something.
To register what?
As a business, as a startup.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So basically, what the reason why we're, then I am putting together, maybe along the way, instead of me speaking here, I can bring a professional, a cybersecurity person that can talk to you about legal issues. But how can you get the legal help? You can go.
I think that's what this needs. It means what do you do
And-
about everything from hanging up to legal help to how to block calls and stuff.
Yeah, well, I think that if you look at the last page, it's about this. Can anyone read that? About what happened with this lady in Milpitas? I'm sure you. Anyone would like to read that?
I glanced.
Go ahead.
No, I glanced through it about
Anyone because I think that we
about a
can-
kidnapping.
Yeah, I'll read it if you
Go
like.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. Scared Milpitas mom wires ransom money to caller, posing as her daughter's kidnapper. Milpitas, CBS. Police were advising residents in Milpitas about a telephone scam involving a fraudulent kidnapping story after a woman reported that she fell victim to it Thursday. The victim reported to police that she received a call on her cell phone from an unknown number, according to police. When the woman answered, she heard a female voice screaming, "Mom, please help me. Someone grabbed me and I'm in a van." And then is this a follow-up story? Police were advising residents in Milpitas about a telephone scam. Well, it looks like it's a repeat. isn't it?
Yeah, it's a repeat.
Yeah. And the woman was convinced that the voice was that of her daughter's. A man with an accent that began speaking on the phone and threatened to kill the victim's daughter if she did not pay, according to police. The man instructed the woman to stay on the phone, drive to Walmart, and wire money to him in Mexico. In order to prevent the woman from calling police, the man continually kept threatening to harm the victim's daughter if the victim didn't comply. Through the ordeal, the woman could hear a female voice screaming in the background. After the woman wired the money and the suspect received it, then he confessed to the woman that the call was a scam. Afterward, the victim contacted her daughter and confirmed that her daughter had not been kidnapped. Police are asking residents to beware of the phone scam and to report any suspicious phone calls to authorities.
So this is just one of the many stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I still,
Oh, Randy, did you
I
want?
went to when I went to Vegas a couple of weeks ago, I went to DEFCON. I went to the World Hackers Conference.
World hackers.
Right.
The thing is, when we talk about hackers, it doesn't mean that they are really bad, but many of them actually are. Many of them are college students, and many of them we need them because we need someone that will explain to us so what we can put they can explain to us how we can protect ourselves from getting scammed like this one. Because it's really difficult now because the technology is really bad, it's getting really changing every second. Is that even if your voice identification changing, they can record it now. They can put devices to your device that people can, like I said earlier, that they can copy the voice of your daughter or someone you know that's close to you, and to the point that if they put it out, people will actually believe them. But like Lewis said, what's the bottom of this? So I don't know what's the bottom of this. I think that maybe for the time being, is that we have to document exactly of this scam that we all know, educate our family and friends senior center, in which is in Alice where you work with seniors, is to educate them exactly how they can protect themselves. And I would love to go to any other organization and give the same presentation to people, because unless we can bring awareness that this thing has stuff to talk about, you know, then we can maybe eventually the media would start talking about it. And they're talking about how many more scams out there. Because we don't know, you know, there's so many things that we could do, but I think that by the time we can bring awareness.
Thank you.
And,
I think you, last time you raised my awareness, and this time I feel even more aware of the range of these things. And I'm also kind of marveling at what today we heard about how just vast territories of people connected by a train, and the need to how they're supporting each other and cooperating and opening up opportunities. And then with Randy, it's a vast network of people in cyberspace with bad intentions and not taking advantage of other people. So it's like the range of what humans do, doing big idealistic things or doing evil,
We have put together a website.
preying on other people or hurting other people.
On the flyers, I put our website here, and there's a link there, senior fraud. And I tried to, and some of those articles is coming from this the internet directory, and so basically that is what we do. And I'm going to Bobby and we're going to Vegas in about a week, or next week actually. I'm giving a presentation about our cybersecurity for seniors in Vegas, and because there's a huge seniors population in that area. So there's only, we're the first startup actually doing this. But you know, the next time I'll bring some speaker that can talk to you about, there's so much to talk about. You know, we have to talk about the legal. We need to bring people that can talk to you about legal area of how to address this thing. I got some ideas, but with this different day. But there's another thing about social engineering that you get to know about how to use the computer, how to click, how can you identify a fraudulent email, and how can you identify as a real website, the fiction website, because when you do search engine, right? Hundreds of informations that almost similar information. Now they want you to download something, but they ask you to download something. But why would you download anything? It's not really real software that you're trying to download.
Randy, you're saying that this is becoming so sophisticated.
Technology is becoming so sophisticated.
Is it?
Cell phone is getting sophisticated too. And I got almost got hacked many times.
Can I suggest that
Yes.
you need to train other seniors to speak about what you're doing, because by other seniors speaking about it and then training more seniors, people will become more aware, and it spreads the idea, and it spreads more than just you speaking about it, but other people, especially seniors, speaking about it.
Oh, we have that. I know some people that they do that. The things that we're doing is that sometime maybe this year we would have a one big event for seniors that we can invite, and we are going to show you a live demonstration of a scam. My crew will pretend to be a bad person. Then we will pick up audience, and they will call you your cell phone or whatever, they try to be nice and try to get information. We're going to have a live demonstration, and so that just like you're not able to sleep at night because you can pretend, oh my God, I just got scammed, but it was fake. So, but we will find a way that you will actually be scammed, because this is how good they are. So we can, my crew will demonstrate that to you, and so I don't know when we're going to have that, but trying to meet more seniors that,
Randy, I just want to end this by saying, what we've been talking about on these scams, we're just scratching the surface. We could also mention, we don't have time for it now, but we could also mention IRS scams, utility scams, and other types of scams. There's all sorts of scams out there, and
another thing
elderly need to be more protected than ever. And the police, I believe, and other organizations need to be more involved in protecting seniors.
And also, we didn't even talk about the Wi-Fi. We use Wi-Fi is good, right? We can use Wi-Fi anywhere, right? So awesome. It's
I
free.
think that's a whole future subject, Randy, because
Yes.
we're hitting noontime almost
Yeah,
here,
and
so
Wi-Fi.
we need
But
to.
just to use Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi is good, right? Wi-Fi is good. There's nothing wrong with Wi-Fi, but if you use Wi-Fi at like Starbucks, right? Always remember, okay, this is what happened. This is your Wi-Fi, right? This is one big thing, right? This is Starbucks, right? They only have one box there. So people need to log in to get to the Wi-Fi, right? Hackers can go through here and look at all your information that you're transmitting. You know exactly that this guy used the free Wi-Fi to go to the bank, and this Wi-Fi tried to get to his email, right? And this guy tried to the documents using a computer, a cell phone, and trying to do a personal document to the lawyer, the other person information. And this one too, is a foreign person that couldn't speak English would do everything he can to use free Wi-Fi for free because it sounds good.
You can swear off the internet for a month. That's when I was traveling in Russia and China.
Mhm.
I didn't have access to the internet or cell phone.
And what was it like?
It was great. But on the radio this morning coming here, I heard one announcer saying he's swearing off the internet, cell phones, everything for a month. And he's going to report back next month on how it was not using the internet for a month.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. Anyway, anything
Thank
else?
you.
Anything else?
Lots more. I think
Thanks
I
a
would
lot.
like a future discussion in more depth about the hazards of Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah, that's a different
That's a
day. Yes.
future
We can
thing.
speak. I can talk to you about that,
Marie?
Marie.
There's so
Not to
much.
change the subject, but there will be a CARA convention on Thursday at the Unitarian Church, and it's $10, includes lunch, and it goes from 10 to 2. It's a new idea, no more weekends at Long Beach and so on, and Orlando and so on. So it's available.
Are you going, Marie?
I'm gonna try.
I'm registered to go.
Spread the word for us, okay? Pass out.
Take one.
There's
We have a
also,
website here.
I mentioned it today.